Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's Art Weekly. I mentioned at the end of last week that I'd show you what I've got going on the house easel, and it's the spring hare. The week before I mentioned that I could either do some drawing of some bulbs outside or the hare that I've got here with the fake magnolia. We've still got a little bit of magnolia left to look at. The winds have taken those beautiful petals. They're just everywhere. It's lovely. They are gorgeous. Always so stunning against a blue sky. Anyway, not really magnolia, but just my imagination. This is the stage that I'm at the moment. I'm going quite slowly, and I don't feel that I want to overload this with too much more. So that I've been working on, I've been cutting down. I freed out, you might remember this is from a large sheet, and I'm going to frame, Craig's going to frame. We have ordered some amazing looking timber. I will get her on board and then we'll see what she looks like in that frame. We've got such limited St Ives frame left now, and I've just put one of these on the website, in the web shop. I'm very slow at loading up more things on the website shop, but I must get better at it. This week we've been out walking corner, so before this lane was really overgrown, this was someone's drive down, and we remember them being horses down here. Gosh, I'm not holding this very still, so I'm sorry about the dodgy filming. It's private property obviously, so I can't really climb the gate, which is what I'd like to do, but I might take a photograph there. This is from the side view, and these are the empty stables. So I have some photographs, and I think I'll take them to the cabin and get ready to make a new piece of artwork based on these buildings. Well, I've come in this morning, I've printed out my photographs, so I'm going to put myself a board to get these on. I'll shift things around, and my first thought is to think about the colour palette. Am I going to go with a natural kind of colour palette, or could it be something wacky? First things first. I also thought this morning about doing a couple of interiors, but I think I'll try and save that for next time. My mind jumbles, scattered. I'm scatterbrain. My mother always called me a scatterbrain, and I think I always will be. It's too late to change now. Right, let's get going. As you can tell, I'm using the leftover paper I put together, the watercolour paper I put together when I was starting up the boats. So I don't want to waste anything, so I thought I'll just come in and use that. And I'm absolutely loving this colour combo. This, put it back. This is Brilliant Blue mixed in with some white, and it's just very, very, very loose. A really nice kind of another warm up. I always say it, but it's just your first go. You're just following your initial instincts. I think is quite a good thing. It's all I always like, those first marks. I've come in this morning to work a bit more here, but I don't know if the camera can pick up, the paper has really buckled now. I'm asking too much of this. It's not the thickest, it's about 120 GSM, this watercolour paper, so it's doing well to take such heavy acrylic. And my thinking is that I've got enough here to inform painting on canvas. So I might at this point slide everything down a bit more and bring in a canvas and just try and decide which elements I like the most. I love this, I like the bold blocks of colour. So that's a nice contrast, some blocky shapes and a bit of foliage. The suggestion of some foliage, suggestive with, I've got choices. I can go for one large canvas, or I can go, I'm looking to see what I've got in smalls. I had a little bit of pale olive on the palette, white and the Brilliant Blue. I do like that. And I'm not being particular, I'm just wanting to get a nice thick coat down. Stage one. I know I want to use that blue, and I know I want to use the burnt sienna, and I can lighten that. I love that burnt sienna. I could go in immediately before I put anything else in. I'm going to come straight in with that pale olive, slightly. I've started with two 12 by 12s. These are quite thick, deep-edged shopboard canvases, and I've gone in really thick, so that's going to take a little bit of drying. Interestingly, I'm attracted to black, to the black stables, something of that, as opposed to the cottage that first drew me in. It's interesting, isn't it? I'm in that place. I'm out of my comfort zone, so I'm just exploring and trying really hard here not trying to worry about what it is I want to get at the end. April showers play havoc when you've got frizzy curly hair. Never mind. I've got my tea and I've got a book to show you, to share. So, one of you lovely viewers some while back asked if I knew about or looked at the art of Paul Bailey, and I do. I follow him on Instagram, but I didn't know that he had a book. And I'm so grateful for the recommendation. I've had this book a while, and I'm really sorry that I can't find. I've gone through the scribbles on my desk and through copious piles of notes, but I can't remember. I think it was Jane that recommended it, and I've enjoyed looking at it, and I've just put it aside and got carried away with other things, the way you do. And then thinking about these colours and this kind of very simple, abstract approach, I thought, Paul Bailey, I have a book. So I've got the book out, and this is it. It's called Experimental Nature in Acrylics, and it's fantastic. It is a really, really good book. I don't want to copy. I always say that. I just want to take inspiration, to be dipping your toe into something you don't know, to be having a go. And then you take what you like and you leave what maybe doesn't work, and you try and develop that in your own way, in your own style. Mostly this is landscape. That I liked on Blackmore. So he's just got a building there in an abstracted landscape. I get so many recommendations and great ideas, great feedback, and I take it all on board. And I make copious notes, and in my own way I do get round to having a go at just about everything that is suggested to me. Right, I'm postponing, I'm putting off. Yesterday it was so funny, I decided, I'll do loads of ironing and get laundry done. And it's all just another way of putting off picking up the brushes when at the moment I'm not on solid ground, so to say. Mixing pale olive and azo yellow light. Pale olive, it gets a real good lift from that azo yellow light. And then I've made, on my palette, I'm just making a bit of a mess here. And I've got some string, and I'm just being a bit sort of carefree with that string. I put a few, what's the word? I put in a few, I can't think. I put down some intentional marks, and then I quite like the idea of something less controlled. I've got 2 more canvases out. One definitely is for me to lose Okay, so I've got 4 going now. I absolutely love the introduction of the azo yellow light. I can't remember very much, even short term, let alone long term. After my op last year, I'm on hormone medication, and it has really affected memory. I find it really even harder to find the words, remember the names of things, brain fog, blah, 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 blah. I'm really, really liking those. This is very fresh and in my face. I really like it. I really do like it. Right, I'm going to have a clear down. I very, very quickly, when I look at my table, it's just, oh God, how does it happen? It does happen. I'll have a clear down. Oh, there was a brilliant last night on TV in the UK. We are watching, it's called My Welsh Chapel Dream. I hope I've got that right. With Keith Bryner Jones. Oh, I might have got that wrong. With Keith and Marge. And Keith is a potter. He's been on the TV doing the Great British Pottery Throwdown. They are the most lovely couple. They've bought up this huge old chapel with a schoolhouse and they're renovating, and it's so exciting. It's fantastic. Why am I telling you this? Keith said he finds it really hard. Everything is chaotic. And although he's a creative, he needs order in order to be able to create. And I really related to that because I can go so far in chaos and then it just tips me over the edge. Clear up, go now, and then maybe it will be lunchtime. Look who's here. The frame is together and I absolutely love it. If I drop her out, that's the frame. It's not too weighty. Craig wants to just sand up the back a little bit and then she'll be fixed in. The other thing I've decided I would like to do today, I'm so thrilled with these and this colour palette, and I'm thinking I might take myself back to the very spot. I'm thinking about taking some collage paper with me and having a quick sketch in situ. I did a bit of running down the lane, thinking I'll exhaust Rocket, but I've actually exhausted myself and the dog's fine because I couldn't come out without him, and I don't know how much patience he's going to have while I try and do some drawing. He was too impatient, and so was I, to get the collage on the paper, but I've quickly folded a home brew concertina, so it's blank and I've only got 3 things with me. So let's stop here somewhere. You're going to think I've made this up, but there's a board laying on the ground. So I might pick that up and utilise it on the gate. So what have I bought? The concertina, and the usual Uniball pen. I've got a stubby and a water brush, and I'm sorry for the sniffing, but it's hay fever. I didn't bring a tripod, so I can't film as I do this, but I'll see what I can get down and then show you at the end. Here's what's left of the magnolia. They are just gorgeous. They're just so lovely. Well, that was short and sweet. To get Rocket from in the brambles. Oh, I couldn't go with that. I couldn't leave him at home because he was so excited thinking it was his walk. But I've got a little bit down and I took more photographs, and I'm beginning to focus and I can keep going back, and it's exciting. It really is exciting to see how I can interpret a building with accessories the way a boat has accessories. It's all the other things, the bits of wood, the posts, the broken gate. It's all those elements that give it massive charm. How can I respond to that? Because I want to respond to it because I'm seeing something that is so heavenly to my eyes. This concertina now can become part of the rundown buildings. These areas were very dark, so I want to just get those in. This is just a piece of wallpaper. So I'm just wondering if I press that. Oh yeah. So I'm not thinking about lining anything up because you can block out what you don't want. So I can go back through that. It's quite nice to do this while it's fresh in your mind, if you've been in a spot. That's the idea. Anyway, I'll go and get some water before my brush goes rock hard. I've come in this morning and I've set myself up. I didn't get very far yesterday with the concertina. I got sidetracked. Wardrobe weeding, it's a really good exercise because you can find things that are buried at the back of a cupboard and get them out. What I decided to do this morning is to take, I think you can see, I've got one of these trolleys. I've got that can sit on there, and to keep it all in this area, I can do this little makeshift table here, and hopefully by next week, I'll have made more progress. Yeah, we'll see how the week goes, and I hope yours is good. And oh, the quote! I've got a quote in my pocket. No, I haven't got a quote in my pocket. What did I do with it? I picked it up. Hold on, and put it down. I've been reading. I started and couldn't get into it, and now I'm quite into it. The Derek Jarman, Modern Nature. And I've read this morning, colour is the eye's music. Colour is the eye's music. I love that. Lorca. I'll put it on the screen. Okay. I always try to end the video and say goodbye and then think of something else. Oh, Craig's motioning outside. I think there's a painting due to come up. I was going to get these big clips. They're really useful if you're doing a big concertina. Hold on. Oh la la. How exciting. She's strung and she's in. She's ready to be hung. Have a wonderful week. Enjoy whatever you're doing. If it's out and about, paint on paper, paint on canvas, colour palette, and thank you for watching. Thank you for all the lovely comments. I will see you next time. Take care. Bye for now.